Hey everyone, it's Mike, Rocky Ridge Kennel and Loft. I have some young birds here that are resting. They're very tired. They had an interesting couple of days. What happened was, the situation was when I fly these guys, I let them out a couple times a day, and the only thing they do is go back and forth from rooftop to rooftop, and it's been going on like that for a month and a half. So I got very frustrated, and I says, well, last thing I want to do is scare young birds, but I'm gonna flag them up because this is just getting nowhere. So I nailed a rag on the end of a long pole, and I flagged them up to see if they would fly, and they flew. They were terrified. They flew. They instantly went into a flock, which was very strange for me to see that, because the young birds, they usually scatter everywhere, especially when they're frightened. They instantly flocked up, and they instantly started to range. They flew for an hour and a half, and it was towards sunset, and then I started seeing them less and less often, and after close to an hour and a half, that's the last time I saw them, and everything that was pure white didn't drop back to the loft. All the grizzles, those two grizzles, that feral, that checker, they all came in. Everything that was white, that was old enough to fly. So that night was rough. I went to bed thinking I lost all my whites, and the next day around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, I started to drive around, see if I could see, because I didn't think they would go too far. It's just the young birds, and I saw a couple of them on a rooftop, so it wasn't a heck of a lot I could do about that. So I came home, and they were all of them were back in here. That was great. It was a good feeling. And then later on that night, I let these adult females, 2019 birds, out for a fly, and they started to range around like they usually do, you know. And they came back with two more babies. They had joined up. They had seen them flying and joined them, and they brought two babies home. So that was very, very great. So I had all but one on the second day. That was like 20 hours after they originally left. I had all but one, and then this one just dropped in, the last one. This one right here, and that one was out for 2 nights before it found its way home. So I got every one of my birds back, and that was a little nerve-wracking. When they say don't flag up or don't scare your young birds to fly, I would say don't do that. Not good. I could have very easily lost all these birds. If a hawk would have joined in on the party, I would have probably lost all these birds. But anyway, that's what happened. Just thought I'd share that. I'm going to show some of the other things I've got going on. So now over here, this is my kit box for the rollers, and all the rollers are in here now. These are all the young ones. These two are the youngest right here. So I have 4 in here. That saddle up there, turning out to be really attractive. They all are. Rollers, Birmingham rollers are pretty birds. So I got these 4 in here. I've been trap training them, and teaching my daughter how to trap train them and how to feed them and what they need. And she's been doing really good with them. And so I have those there. And over here, I just had 2 hatch. See, there's the shell, two Birmingham rollers. That female is the mother of 3 of those rollers out there. But that male is, he's a first timer. And she kept abandoning her nest after the eggs were down for, I don't know, like 6 or 7 days. She would abandon the nest. So I switched to this cock, and that seemed to be the problem, because they brought these 2 right to hatch now. So that's a good pair there. This is the other cock that he was causing a problem, but eventually I'm going to pair him with that silver red bar right there, because she rolls super deep, but they have 1 fertile egg that's supposed to hatch in a couple weeks. Nah, probably more like 1 week. Got to show you a couple more rollers that are on eggs. So in this old doghouse converted to a pigeon loft, I got this pair, which is a sister to that other hen. It's a pretty girl, and that's a brother to that other cock that just had the 2 hatch. So in 2 days they're on 2 good eggs, so hopefully I get 2 more. This is going to make a nice roller family. So I'll have at that point close to, you know, if everything works out, I'll have nine young rollers in this kit box, and I'll probably put the adult hens in here. Let them fly with these young ones. So in here I have these are the 2 feral pigeons, and they're raising a white racing homer for me again. I like to do that with these because the ferals, they have a lot of disease resistance, and they raise such healthy young birds for me. And so I got one there, and this pair has 2 young ones right there. Beautiful little white racers. This is my all-star pair. They produce 2 babies every round. This is their 3rd round, and that's going to be it for them for the year. But that's a beautiful pair. Very nice birds. So I am going to be getting my racing pigeons after all, coming from Maryland. They come from a great racing team, and the gentleman retired, and he just breeds for, you know, not for a lot of people, but I've been working on it for quite a while, and I am going to get a young racing team. It could be anywhere from 10 to 25 birds that I'm going to get. They're all going to be the same age, and that's the reason why I built this loft in the first place, for that reasons. So I'm going to be, they're supposed to hatch within a couple weeks, so about a month and a half to 2 months I'll probably see those birds show up, and I won't be able to get them ready for racing this year, but at least I'll have them, and I'll see what they're capable of, and do some selective breeding for next year, and possibly race the old birds. So it's going good. Well, that was just an update. Kind of wanted to share what happened with the young white racing homers, and just kind of just say that my lesson was learnt on that. I think the birds are better off overall because of what I did, but that's a good way to lose all your birds. When I say they were terrified, they were terrified. They didn't want to have anything to do with landing anywhere near the loft after that happened. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel, and have a great day, everyone.